when they start seeing us.
Yeah. Not yet. Let's see. It should be happening without refreshing.
Can you please mute YouTube? You did it?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome everybody to this welcome webinar for MSc SELECT and the Environomical Pathways for Sustainable Systems. So, just to get it on, together with me in this room, I have Dr. Jivan Jayasuriya, Dr. Peter Hagström, and the current student Leon Haupt. And I would like to first introduce Jivan, who's going to start it off with you today. So, Jivan, can you please introduce yourself? And let's go.
Thank you, Carl, and good afternoon to everybody who is listening to us online. And my name is Jivan Jayasuriya. I'm the program director at EIT InnoEnergy, Sweden, and I'm also a teacher at KTH, Stockholm, Sweden. And with me, I have KTH Deputy Program Director Peter Hagström, as well as Leon Haupt is one of our current students in SELECT program, with the InnoEnergy marketing manager Carl Bergstrom. So we don't have here with us our program director of KTH, Thomas Nordgren, and program director for UPC Barcelona, Cesar Valdehalma. So we take meeting with us, with you, and giving brief information about the program now. Can I jump into my next slide? Yeah, okay. So welcome to MSc SELECT information session for the second round webinar. So we provide important information about the program, and we would like to answer as much as questions you may have regarding the program. And as I said already, the webinar is given by myself, and Dr. Peter Hagström, Carl Bergstrom, Leon, and do we have Mabel?
Mabel is not with us today.
Okay, not with us today. Okay, all right. So this is my presentation outline. So I will just say what is MSc SELECT and why SELECT is unique, and who are the stakeholders and the SELECT consortium, and the study program and courses that you may enroll if you are selected to SELECT a program as your postgraduate study program. MSc SELECT is a joint master program directed by EIT InnoEnergy Master School and run by top European universities as a consortium in close collaboration with industrial partners. And the program aims to develop game changers for tomorrow in energy sector. That means we are not only giving high knowledge, we are not only providing or creating highly knowledgeable and extremely skilled engineers, but we are also developing entrepreneurial minded, innovative personnel who could create new opportunities, new products, and new services for future. The program is unique in the sense how we are doing our teaching and how we are organized in the consortium and how what we are offering to you as a candidates in our program. So we adapt to modern teaching and learning methodologies, and we work on challenge-driven education concept, and we work a lot on project-based learning and aligned teaching, and use most possible way of e-learning methods and tools. And we go into flipped and blended classrooms and student-centered education. So these are the main features of our programs, and we are working with the consortium of universities where we get the best out of European universities together with top-level consultancy companies in Europe, our partners in the consortium or in the program delivery. So InnoEnergy is the leader of this program, and it's owned the program. And we have universities, KTH in Sweden and UPC in Barcelona as the first year education providers. If you enroll into the program, you will either be located in Sweden or in Barcelona as a first year student. So you do your first year studies in one of those universities, but teaching is being done in collaboratively by both universities for your first year. So some of the parts you will follow online, and some of the parts you will follow as on-campus students in particular location. But it will be the same curriculum and same assessment for all the students who are in both locations. When you move into the second year, you have summer after your first year, and then you have summer school activities to follow up with your work. And in between your first year and inside your first year, you will also have opportunity and arrange business management studies given by ESADE Business School in Barcelona as a compulsory element of the program to give you entrepreneurial and business education related components into the program. And once you have completed the first year and then you pass there's a summer period between the first year and second year, then you move into second year studies, where you can perform your second year studies in either one of the 7 universities in the consortium. In my slide, actually, I have listed only 5: IST Portugal, AGH Poland, TU Netherlands, Polito Italy, and Aalto Finland as the 5 second-year universities. But UPC and KTH are also providing opportunity for do your second-year studies. But if you are spending your first year in KTH, you cannot choose KTH as your second-year studies for second-year studies. So you have to choose one of the other universities out of 6 other than KTH. But if you are spending your first year in UPC Barcelona, you have to choose one of the 6 other universities, not Barcelona University, for your second year. So you have to be in 2 locations, and then you will get a double degree from these 2 universities, where you perform your first year studies and your second year studies. And then we have industrial partners, and namely Sweco, and the Swedish large consultancy company is in very popular in Europe and one of the leading, and ABB and Fortum as our industrial partners. So we work with them, and we develop our curriculums with these companies, and the company consultation is already supported in your project works when you are studying with us. So here is the schematic of the program, and then how the timeline is going. So you start the program in September with the fall seminar we call, and where you start with the industrial projects and also introduce into the first year curriculum. So then you will continue your studies in the first year university, and then in February you will all be sent to Barcelona ESADE Business School to carry out business modules. And then you come back to your home universities again after ESADE course, and then you continue to complete your first year. Once your first year is ended, so then you will have a spring seminar where your grand challenge projects are presented with the industrial partnerships. And then we move into the summer, and where we have several activities about internships and summer school activities and so on, which are coming also in cooperation with other master programs offered by InnoEnergy Master School. And then we move on to the second year, where you will choose your second year university based on your interest of the second year specialization, and then we will send you to those universities. And there you can continue your studies to complete your second year. Once you have completed your second year, you are eligible to be graduated if you have completed your studies successfully. And at the end, you will obtain the 2 degrees from these 2 universities, where you have done your studies at the first year and where you have done your studies from the second year. And this is a double degree program. In addition to this first year and second year universities and the double degree, you will also get the EIT certificate of extracurricular activities that you have performed, recognizing those performances. So here I show the geographical locations where we do first year studies. One is in Stockholm, in Sweden, in the northern Europe, and otherwise you can be in UPC Barcelona for your first year studies in the southern Europe. And then we have ESADE Business School, where you perform business module by going there as a part of study requirement in February usually. And these are our second year universities, and we are dispersed among Europe, and we have 7 locations to choose, depending on your the specialization that you would like to do. And this is a snapshot of the different courses that you are taking for your first year. And the first year is in 2 semesters, and each semester is divided into 2 periods. So some courses are going in the 2 periods of the semester, or some are only for 1, and some are actually starting on the 2nd period of the first semester and continue to be on the first period of the 2nd semester as well. And there you complete about 60 ECTS credits as your academic requirements. And the second year studies will be in the 5 universities, 7 universities you can choose, depending, actually you have 6 options depending on where you have studied your first year. So the first year university cannot be chosen as your second year university again. So this is a compulsory requirement that you have to be in 2 universities. So here, what you get as the degrees, depending on where you studied in first year and second year. If you were in KTH for the first year, you have a possibility to get double degree, 1 degree from KTH and the second degree from any of the other universities where you are doing your second year studies. Is vice versa for UPC. If you started in UPC, you have option to come to KTH for the second year, for example. Like that. And here is my last slide, and the very important contacts. These personnel are the program directors at the universities where you are doing your programs, and Dr. Thomas Nordgren at KTH, and Dr. Caesar Valderrama from UPC. And their email contacts are given here for any communication you want to have in the future. But right now we have a discussion session, and before that I think Leon will give a little presentation about the student view as a current student in the master program. Thereafter we will open up discussions session for the discussion. And thank you for listening to me.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to take over from here. My name is Leon Haupt, as already introduced. I'm currently first year student SELECT here in Stockholm. I already made my choice for the second year, Barcelona, and I'm from Germany. I'm 24 years old, and if you have any questions, further questions, student perspective questions, I also put here my email address, so feel free to contact me on any matter. I can't answer any question relating to the intake and the application process, but any things going further, like housing in Stockholm and so on, I feel free to ask me things like this. And yeah, let's go. So I have divided my presentation in some experiences inside of the program, outside of the program, and also gonna talk about the overall added value I see in the inner energy program. So let's start with the inside of the program. I think that one of the best things of this program is that we have a lot of project-oriented work, and as already mentioned, Jivan was talking about challenge-driven education. This implies that we have additional to courses with exams, we have in every project, we have in every subject, we have a project where we have to work together. And especially one project, it's called the project of the year, which is supposed to be the backbone of the SELECT program. We work with real clients together on solutions, and it is, especially for me as a student, was a very special experience, because before it was not always considered that the work of students can be taken seriously, and suddenly we're put in an environment where we work on a serious basis with clients together on a solution which actually can be considered for implementation. And this is a real life-changing experience, which I strongly recommend for everyone who wants to be successful in the energy sector. This is a really special experience. And the other thing, of course, I mean, since it's a European master, we have a lot of travel opportunities. As already mentioned, the ESADE is in Barcelona, so we go for 1 week to Barcelona, especially for the students from Stockholm in the first year. This is interest in our interest, because we can escape Stockholm for a week, but also other places. We have the kickoff in, I think, in October.
In Germany, you had it.
Yeah, in Germany for a weekend. Then we had the fall seminar, the spring seminar, and those are taking place usually every year in a different place. So we get to travel a lot, we get to network a lot, and this is probably unique in comparison with other programs. And yeah, then of course the entrepreneurial spirit. It's not only the ESADE course which makes this program gives us this spirit. It's also like we have courses, and we also look into business opportunities of technologies, of systems, how we can actually make them economically feasible and long-term sustainable. And this creates a lot of like yeah, how you can phrase it, incentive to be innovational. And also the environment of energy, that we have a lot of startups around here, gives a lot of insights in such working companies. Okay, outside the program, I think this is the part where I'm the most enthusiastic about. It is meeting a lot of people from all over the world. Like, it's insanely, I never thought that I'm gonna meet so many people from so many different places. And I can speak for my intake that I think we come from almost continents and 11 different countries, and this gives you the opportunity to get to know so many cultures, so many insights. And the beautiful thing is that what connects us is that we all have the energy transition in mind. So if I talk to someone from India, he might have different culture and different habits, and speaks English differently. But it doesn't matter, because in the very end we get along, because we both speak about energy, and we both have the same goal. We both share the same vision, and this is the energy transition. And this helps you to bond with a lot of people, because if you share something in common, this is great. Then, of course, the opportunity to live in two cosmopolitan cities. I mean, in my case, it's Stockholm, Barcelona. In other cases, it's Barcelona and Eindhoven, or Polito, in Turin in Italy, or Lisbon in Portugal. And this is incredible. I mean, I saw that, I knew from the very first moment this is exactly what this program makes special. And yeah, learning a new language, of course, for me, honestly spoken, I had a hard time learning Swedish here, and I'm still struggling, but I know fellow students who managed to do that, and my plan for next year is definitely to improve my Spanish. And I think this gives you, I mean, having this opportunity to dive into a language should never be neglected. So let's see. So my experiences, I also have to share my students' view, and I will not say that everything is sugar-coated and super nice. I also say, like, okay, I mean, we already talked about the remote lecturing and the shared lectures in the first year. And I have to say the courses give a good level of education, but however, some are lacking of proper organization and structure. And but we're continuously working with the lecturers together, the courses, and this is, I think, you will perceive it differently as we did, and the year before did it also had like some issues that could be solved by now. And so this is a steadily improving system. So I will tell you now some things, maybe they will not occur in the same way to you, but I need to say them. So they're also like the workload. Of course, it's a double degree master. It's not only free time, and studying time is of course also working time. It's a full-time master, so consider that it can be really stressful, especially when the organization, the structure of the courses is sometimes not beneficial. It can be getting really stressful, but I mean, everybody survived, and everyone in the very end, despite those facts, is still recommending SELECT. So I just tell you so you don't have the expectations too high, so you have come here with a very reasonable understanding how it's going to be. Then what else? Yeah, the remote lectures, it's a very new type of lecturing, and it's like you have to get used to it. I personally, I was used to have in-class lectures in my bachelor's, and suddenly you're facing remote lectures where you sit in a room with a Skype presentation. And oh, okay, but there's a camera here. Okay, sorry. And sorry, it was a request by Carl. He wanted to see what the people are writing in the live chat. So yeah, this is still improving, but despite this, I think there are many benefits and advantages, and those outrun the disadvantages. Yeah, my experiences here, for example, as I tell the kickoff in November in Germany, which was one of the best events, because you sit together with all the students from all the program one weekend together in, well, not in a room, but in a big conference hall, and you work together, you get to know each other, and I think literally every country or every continent was there, and it's the same as in your program, but just like big scale. And as you might know, like, you know, NG has more programs than only the SELECT master. There's also clean fossils, there's the nuclear program, and so on. And there's like a really bright view on the energy sector. And you use this time to get to know really nice people and to network and to make friends. And I strongly, yeah, it was amazing. Then I will talk a little bit about my project of the year. This year we were having the project in the year in Zimbabwe. There in total there are 5 projects. One was Zimbabwe. It was a very social driven project, and it was probably outstanding and unique in its form in comparison with the other projects. However, you see in the pictures, the focus was very strong on rural development. So it put very strong focus on the social development and how we can implement technologies, also considering employment and rural community development in a sustainable thinking. Then I also have to say, one of the best things is that we use the network of students we have all over Europe. All the people who are sitting together in the kickoff, we are all together in the community. And not only first-year students, also second-year students, but also alumni and entrepreneurs and professionals are sharing this platform. You already maybe got the possibility to look into it. And we're doing a lot of projects. We're organizing speaker series with interesting topics. We organize field trips to power plants with companies, and all those events that give us, of course, also the opportunity to network with the company and yeah, with professionals. And well, maybe there's an internship emerging or a future job, or even maybe an idea for any kind of startup. I mean, there are no limits. And that brings me to my next slide. It is actually, what are my opportunities after, or what are like my future perspective after this program? And personally, I can't say where I'm going to end up. I just listed up here a couple of possibilities: a startup, a PhD, working for energy, a big energy utility somewhere in Europe, or a consultancy, and even more. I mean, there's no limit. And the beautiful thing is that there are more opportunities in this program than you can take. And if you're going here open-minded and towards those opportunities, there will be something probably life-changing. I can't say. I mean, there's no rule for that, but I can say there's a high probability if you come here, you will end up with more possibilities and go to than you might think of. So let me conclude. For me, the last 6-7 months since I'm here were probably the most incredible and also the hardest month I ever had. I learned a lot, and I started not as an energy engineer, I started as an industrial engineer. And I think this is what good education is actually has to look like. It has to be demanding, but on the other hand, also like giving you the opportunity to develop, to get to know other people, to network, and to experience beautiful things. And you can see the pictures here. I was in Zimbabwe. I experienced the Swedish winter. I've seen the northern lights in the north of Sweden. And then you see a picture of KTH in autumn, which was beautiful. And finally, I put a screenshot of a Skype meeting I had with 4 of my colleagues, and we were all sitting in different locations, almost all over the world. And we had a meeting and I had to do a project. And yeah, I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And despite the things I talked about, the lectures, I can strongly recommend this experience. Thank you. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Leon and Jivan, for your presentations. And now we invite you all to the Q&A section of this webinar, where we're also going to have Peter Hagström available. And there are coming in some questions through the chat. So we're going to pick them from there. And let's just start with some of the basics. So there's a question regarding the internship, Peter. Do you know, is that connected to the fall or spring seminar, or is it completely standalone?
Yes. Hello. I can start to present myself shortly. So my name is Peter Hagström, and I'm the Deputy Program Director of the program. And I'm located at the KTH Department of Energy Technology, together with my colleague Thomas Nordgren. So concerning internship then, the internship is done during the summer between year 1 and year 2. So it's a separate activity. So actually you have the responsibility yourself to find it. But of course we can assist you and giving you information on previous internships done by SELECT students. So of course we will help you with that, but we may recommend you to start with finding an internship quite early, so maybe already during autumn. So it can be summer jobs can be considered, also summer courses and so on. Yeah.
All right. Do you know if is it normal that you do internship at a big industry company, or is it also in smaller startup companies?
I think it is a mix of both big and smaller companies. I know from previous years that some students go back home during it at the company in their home countries. So it's quite different.
Can I add something to this?
Yes, sure, of course.
So I mean, since I'm right now facing the same question, like with the internship, and because the semester is about to end and we have the summer break, so I know for many people they organize. I mean, it's highly encouraged that you organize yourself something, and I did that. But there's also, as Peter said, help from the university side and energy side. I know for many of us, they do an internship at the startup, because this gives you an opportunity to look into how startups work, how they actually try to innovate and develop their product in the energy market. And there are many, many startups here in Stockholm, but also in Barcelona in the first year. So I know for the Barcelona people, there many have an internship, but there's no limit. If you want to approach a bigger company, then of course you can do it. I know for some people who are going back to China, working there for a wind turbine manufacturer, for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and so this is of course no problem. We also have established a possibility to like to provide and spread some CVs to companies within energy, which has been quite successful. And I mean, it's no guarantee, but I mean, it's helping you on a very good basis to get an internship.
All right, good answer to those. Here comes another one regarding the studies themselves. So how high is the technical level of the studies, if you consider it a split of the economical part or environnomical part and pure technical studies? So is there a split, or how technical is it?
I can start now, so maybe then Leon will have some comments on that. But I think it's differ in different courses. For example, you have 2 courses in renewable energy technology in the first year, which are they are technical. The basis is technical engineering in renewable energy technology. Then we have other courses. We have, for example, one course is in environnomics, energy systems analysis in an environmental context. Actually, I'm the course responsible for that course. And in that course, we learn about the methodology environnomics, where the aim is to analyze both energy excessive flows together with economics cost and also environmental impact. So that's methodology where all these concerns are analyzed together. And then we have other courses in entrepreneurship, communication, where the engineering technology is not so important, of course. Then other skills are trained. So it's different in the different courses. In the end, concerning the project of a year that both Ivan and Leon mentioned, in the end, the aim is to learn all your skills, all your training in the different competencies in the projects, which are trained in these two big pre-courses we have, both during the first year and the second year. So we have project of the year during the first year, 12 ECTS credits in total. So it's a big course, a big project. In the second year, you have a similar course. It's a bit smaller, on 6 ECTS credits, integrated project of the year. But yeah, that's my.
We're moving forward to the project of the year, which is more of a bigger question in itself. So how do you find the courses from a student perspective?
Coming from an already like non-very technical side, I mean, industrial engineering had already a lot of economics. I found it gives you the knowledge about the renewable energy technologies, and also the course which Peter Hagström described was like how to improve a system, an energy system from a environmental, like from a sustainable energy and economical and environmental point of view. Of course, it gives you the insight in the energy technology, but on the long term, this program aims more how to use all those technologies together to create a system which works together. So if you're interested in finding, like, going deep into one technology, it gives you the possibility, but it definitely aims more on a system perspective of technologies, as I perceive it. Maybe Jivan or maybe Peter can correct me, but so it is very interdisciplinary in terms of giving you the knowledge. It gives you all the necessary knowledge you have to know about them, and of course, since there are the specializations, it allows you to go deeper in certain things. So I go to UPC, there's this specialization solar systems, because I want to know more about grid integration and solar PV. And this, of course, they are like very technical courses. And so it gives you, in the very first year, they're like the basics, and then it gives you the possibility to specialize. I hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, because I want to move the discussion just into this question about the project of the year and how these projects are, how do they correlate with the courses itself? Like, how do you go to class in school and then work on your project of the year? If you could just give us the brief idea. Do they correlate anywhere or overlap? Or how does it work?
Good question.
May I answer?
Yes.
Okay, so the project of the year, we call it actually Grand Challenge projects, and the project is the backbone of the program, and the project is structured in a way that when you start the program, that you will be confronted with the project that has commercial interest, where there are real customers behind it, and then you will be actually forced to find and think about solutions. But at that time, we know that you are newcomers to the program of higher studies, of postgraduate studies. So the first of all, we let you get tired with the thinking and then finding your own way of solution. And in parallel, we have 3 courses going on, and one of them is renewable energy technology, and the other courses are environmental entrepreneurship and so on. So these courses are supposed to give certain technical coverage of tech contents that you need to solve these problems which are coming from the industry, because these are connected with the renewable energy or energy system analysis sort of problems. This is how the projects are organized, and when you are having your problems in the project to solve, and then you are having parallel teaching from the courses, and these courses are giving adequate knowledge, not 100%, because this is also a requirement that you will be trained to find additional solution by your own. It's like a lifelong learning skills, because when you go into industry, you will not have teachers and you will not have people giving all that required knowledge for particular problems. So in this project of the year, it's already demanding solutions which has a customer interest, and then you need to solve them, but we know that you don't have this content coverage. So the courses in parallel giving this knowledge as much as possible, and in addition to that, you will have continuous meetings and consultation by energy personnel and KTH lecturers, as well as from SWECO industrial consultant. So there we bridge these gaps that you need to solve these problems and then develop your learning. That's how we cover this content. I mean, we are not just letting you to do the project and leave you alone, but we will guide you in certain way that make sure that you will learn, and then you will make decisions by your own, which are valid and accurate.
Thank you for that, Jivan. And just to round off the project of the Grand Challenge question, there's a question about the spring and the autumn seminars. Can you just briefly say what you do at these places, and do we know right now where they're going to be next year?
Yes,
so 2 questions.
I will continue with this, Peter. Right? It's okay. The next year, the fall seminar will be in Italy and Torino. And when you gather for the fall seminar, and we are working with organizing and creating projects for you, and that is in cooperation with KTH, SWECO, and Energy, and we will bring customers and the project questions that we have already evaluated and discussed with them the limits and boundaries of these projects, that where we want to go, and then we will let these customers to present these projects, and you will be in the audience, and at the end of the seminar that you will decide or rank your interest on different projects, and then you answer to Peter Hagström, who is the responsible and person for this handling this part, and then you will put your preferences, and thereafter you will be nominated to different projects, and then you will start working on it. And then in the December, so it is the intermediate evaluation time of the projects, and then you have some certain procedures that you will learn more about once you get in, and thereafter you continue with the first half of the year. From September to December, you will try to develop your knowledge and learn more technical coverage. And in February, you will get the business entrepreneurial education as well. And then during the time from December to the spring seminar, that is in May, so you will develop the business models and the real system dynamics and real system analysis of your solutions. So this is where that you submit your final project reports and present your final projects to the customers. That is in spring seminar. In next year, the spring seminar will be in Aalto, Finland.
Okay, thank you for that very thorough go through of the spring and autumn seminar. We have some more administrative or general questions. For example, will there be a kickoff next year for the new students? Of course there will be. It is going to be in the end of November, and more information about that will be disclosed in the near future. But needless to say, it's going to be the biggest one we have ever done. So make sure to look forward to that. And then we have also another more technical question about the people applying in round 2. How would you say that the visa situation would look there, Jivan?
Yes, quite honestly, this round 2 is actually for mostly to welcome European students where there are no visa issues. And if you are outside Europe, it takes actually quite some time to get to manage these visa administrative issues, and particularly in Sweden, it's much longer. But in such a case, that I would recommend that you can choose Barcelona as your first university for the first year studies. So they are quite faster in that sense of processing visa applications, because Sweden is still receiving a large number of applications from different. Because Sweden is also helping with some refugee situations and the people coming from the countries affected by wars and so on. So the migration board is always on very hectic condition. So that's why they have longer processing period, and so we have problems of getting visa in time. So, but still, if you get the decision quite soon, and 3 months would be anyhow reasonably okay. But I cannot give very because it's not my subject area.
Of course.
But in the other case, actually, the first year Barcelona would be more faster to get through than Sweden.
Of course. And there are also other more administrative questions coming in, and I will recommend you all to reach out to the admissions office for more thorough answers on this, since they are the ones sitting on the actual process and how to manage that.
And there was a question about the accommodation as well. And
yes,
if you get visa, I mean, this process is done. So the accommodation will not be a big problem, because KTH is keeping allocations for the students under this Europe, I mean, EIT supported programs. So they will provide you accommodation.
Of course. Okay, I can see that the time is running away, and
there's still like the last question.
Yes.
Has something changed in the courses organization at KTH, Skype courses, etc.? I mean, that was something I mentioned. I think I feel the obligation to answer it.
Of course.
I mean, so just to give you a little bit insight, I'm working as the student representative, and our job is to make teachers aware of things which not run smoothly, and my job is a little bit to poke in the wound and say like, okay, here, this is not good, and we constantly try to improve the courses. I'm like, we're not trying, but we're trying to make the lectures improve the courses, so they will be definitely more aware of the distance learning students next year. And also there has been some improvements in the classroom. I think there is still, maybe Jivan can give an update on the camera and the monitor, which should be installed. I don't know if this is going to be in time. Maybe Jivan?
Yes, and for the remote education, that we were using multimedia rooms that specifically dedicated and then installed for that. And so that was like a lecturer online teaching and the students in audience. But since we find that it is even not that adequate, and so we are moving one step forward, calling it as a global engineering classroom. And that means that we are setting up a new another additional camera system and the large screens where the two centers are connected. And when the students are talking and the audience of Barcelona, where the teacher is in the classroom at KTH, so he can actually see the full impression where they get a zoomed picture of the student and coming up, and vice versa for the students in Barcelona if the teacher is in KTH. So it will be the same for the other sites as well. So that will be improved system, and so that is going to be installed actually by end of this month. And we had some test runs, and Leon approved as the student representative for the students part in this evaluation thing. And from the teacher side, I took the lead for doing that. So we are very looking forward to have it very soon. I mean, by the end of this month.
So yeah, and it's still work in progress, and this whole thing is improving. But keep in mind, like it's with everything new, there might be always some issues. But I think, and I already said that this is going to be still working out well. And I'm as a student and saying that there is improvement going on, and that means that I'm doing my job also good.
Okay. All right then. Then, first of all, I would like to thank all of you who have been here participating with us. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all your questions. We hope to see all of you this autumn. And I would also, of course, like to thank our panelists who have been with us today for taking their precious time. And without further ado, I wish you a great Wednesday afternoon. See you after summer. Bye-bye.